What's up guys, if you clicked on this video then you wanted to see what is easily one of the highest damage dealing builds in the entire game, utilizing the weapons known as the Beast Claws. Before I begin however, I have to do a slight disclaimer saying that I really wanted to make this build a bear build, being that we got the new roar incantation with the bear head known as the Roar of Regalia. I assumed that there would be some really good synergy whenever you put on the Pelt of Ralva. However, as you can see by the gameplay here, for whatever reason, this roar attack is just complete garbage. And as you can see by the gameplay here, it doesn't even kill these enemies fully. And while it may match the aesthetic of the build that I have equipped here, unfortunately, the damage is so poor that I literally cannot recommend this in any scenario whatsoever. So with that little disclaimer out of the way, I want to go ahead and get on into the Beast Claw build that I have here and show you guys exactly what you need equipped to just absolutely demolish enemies in this game with high bleed and also intense stagger that will make any enemy and boss in the game a complete joke. So without any further delay, let's just get right on into it. For this build, you want to have the Beast Claws equipped, obviously upgrade them all the way. You want to have the Savage Claws Ash of War. I prefer the Occult setup on these, as for my build specifically and where my stats are at the moment, the scaling was more in my favor here, and it also helped proc bleed way more than had I put it in keen or in quality. The Savage Claws Ash of War generate this forward momentum slashing attack that just does insane damage to any enemies. But even without this Ash of War, I found that holding down the R2 for the powered charge attack does a lot of damage on its own as well. In your offhand, you can really put whatever seal you want. I prefer the Dragon Communion mainly because it's already leveled up all the way, but it's really just for my Flame Grant Me Strength and Golden Vow buffs respectively. For the armor set, if you're going for maximum damage, I would just go ahead and equip the entire Rakshasa set. However, being that I was kind of going for more of a bear aesthetic here, I went ahead and equipped the Pelt of Ralva. Like I said, my original plan was to do a bear build, but that fell through. However, as you can see, aesthetically, it just goes with this build so well that I'm willing to take the less damage dealt to enemies to look cool. Also, for those who may not know, the Rakshasa set actually increases the damage that you deal to foes, but it also increases the damage taken. For talismans, the first one that you want to have equipped is the Two-Headed Turtle Talisman, as this will greatly raise the stamina recovery speed of your character. I highly recommend this one because after using the Savage Beast Claws, you're just going to be constantly running through your stamina like mad, whether it be R1, R2, or your Ash of War. The next talisman you want to have equipped is the Shard of Alexander, as this will greatly boost the attack power of your skills, synergizing with the Savage Claws Ash of War. Next, we have the Rotten Wing Sword insignia, as this greatly raises attack power with successive attacks. As you can see, you're just unleashing unlimited attacks at pretty much any enemy with this Ash of War. You're going to be in constant movement, as this is a very aggressive build. And the last talisman you want is the Lord of Blood's Exaltation Talisman, as this will increase your damage when there is blood loss in the vicinity, and I'm here to tell you that the amount of blood loss that these things generate is just ridiculous. For your Flask of Wonders Physic, I like to have the Stone Barb Cracked here, as this temporarily makes it easier to break the stance of your enemies. Being that you're going to be attacking so many times in a row, the chances of breaking an enemy's stance are much higher, hence why I have that. And then also the Thorny Cracked here, as this temporarily boosts successive attack power, once again synergizing with the Savage Claws Ash of War. So yeah, that's really everything that you need equipped if you're trying to make the Beast Claws a viable option in your loadout. They offer insane damage, great maneuverability, awesome stance break capabilities, and the attack just looks so cool. I would argue that this build is quite comparable back to when the Rivers of Blood Katana was the meta before the DLC released. Even on your basic enemies that you'll find while you're running through the corridors and such, once you get off this Ash of War, there's almost no chance that anything can even hit you just because they're so staggered back and forth. I mean, just look at Mesmer here. It's hard to argue any build is bad when I literally only have to hit one button about 3 times to send him into his second phase. So yeah, there you have it. Easily one of the most fun and interesting builds that I've had the pleasure of playing with over the past couple of weeks. I highly recommend this. I would not be surprised if they actually end up nerfing the Beast Claws, so definitely get out there and try this now if you want to take advantage of it. Hopefully you found this video useful. Please feel free to leave a like or comment any recommendations that could possibly make this build any better. And with that, thank you so much for watching.